Episode 15 hits differently. It's easily the most heart-wrenching chapter so far. Goo-won goes all in, sacrificing himself to save Do-Hee after Suk-Min takes a shot at her. Unable to bear the idea of Do-Hee's demise, Goo-won breaks the rules and brings her back to life, knowing it means the end for him. Do-Hee's reaction to Goo-won's sacrifice is incredibly intense. The weight of losing him forever as she witnesses his slow combustion is simply gut-wrenching. This particular scene emerges as one of the series' most emotionally charged and impactful moments. Witnessing Do-Hee's tearful breakdown as she crawls and desperately reaches out for Goo-won, who has now vanished entirely, leaves an indelible mark. All that remains is his ring, a poignant symbol of what once was. Now, the burning question, is Goo-won truly gone? Does this series hold no promise for a happy ending? The preview for the grand finale teases us drama enthusiasts with a flicker of hope. The deity's words, open to various interpretations, hint at something significant, something extraordinary that might unfold. But before we jump into that, let's do a quick recap of episode 15. This episode kicks off with Do-Hee navigating the doldrums of life post-Goo-won. While she puts on a brave face, diving into her job, the palpable grief is apparent to everyone, especially her secretary. Adding a comedic touch, her previous date, Kang takes on her case, vowing to excel at it. The mystery of Suk-Min's whereabouts continues, and we catch Goo-won handing over his responsibilities to Bok-ju, pledging a return once Do-Hee finds her happiness sans him. In another scene, Goo-won engages in a heartfelt conversation with Yoo Jung, who openly acknowledges she harbors no regrets about the life choices she's made. Recognizing her tendency to inadvertently hurt others due to her nature, Goo-won appears to connect with her on a relatable level. Meanwhile, Goo-won's delinquent crew shows up to invite him to their restaurant's grand opening, only to discover his absence. The news hits them hard, leaving them in shock and sorrow as they depart. Yoo Jung, enjoying a particularly romantic moment with Bok-ju, can't shake the sadness that her boss can't share the same bliss with her spouse. However, Seo-kun steps up, striving to bridge the gap Goo-won left, and ensure Do-Hee experiences as much happiness as possible. Turns out, Goo-won isn't completely gone. Instead, he manifests when Do-Hee drifts into slumber. One evening, returning home in an inebriated state after an office celebration, she takes a tumble, resulting in a cut. Subsequently, she passes out on her sofa, only to find herself in bed later with her leg magically healed. Do-Hee attributes these actions to her supposed alter ego, the one who seems to take charge once she's asleep. However, a lingering suspicion creeps in, could Goo-won still have a presence in her life? Do-Hee's facade of composure can only last for a limited time. When the weight of it all becomes too much, she makes a visit to Goo-won's office. There, within his manual, she stumbles upon cherished photographs of them together. Overwhelmed with emotion, Bok-ju witnesses her poignant moment. In an effort to help her reclaim her past self and potentially bring closure, he presents her with Goo-won's necklace. Bok-ju's intuition proved accurate. Do-Hee indeed recalls her past life and the circumstances of her death. While she harbors no regrets about the act of dying, a poignant realization surfaces her lamentation centers around not being with the man she loved during those final moments. The following morning, Do-Hee frantically sets out to find Yoo Jung. However, as she's in her car, Suk-Min kidnaps her. Surprisingly, he survived and deliberately disfigured half of his face to elude Yoo Jung. Intent on inflicting suffering, Suk-Min tortures Do-Hee in a bid to lure Yoo Jung. When Yoo Jung does materialize, he's on the brink of ending Suk-Min's life. But Do-Hee intervenes, aware that harm to a human would cost Yoo Jung dearly. In a shocking turn, Suk-Min shoots Do-Hee, triggering Yoo Jung's unprecedented reaction. Breaking another demonic rule, Yoo Jung resurrects Do-Hee, leading to his own disintegration. If this marks the conclusion, it introduces a somber note, which doesn't align with the series' overall tone. Speculation arises that Yoo Jung might still be alive or will return as a human. It could be one of those anomalies sparked by human emotions and their intricate connections. Just before this, Yoo Jung was out collecting a soul for a contract. Perhaps, during that moment, he made alterations that ensure his return to life. Moreover, God hinted at some undisclosed choices Yoo Jung made, leaving the audience curious about the outcome. In the preview for episode 16, the deity remarks, "So that's the choice you made," seemingly addressing Yoo Jung, who opted to sacrifice himself for Do-Hee. Do-Hee shares with Seo-kun and Dae-jung that she senses Yoo Jung's presence everywhere. Scenes unfold with Do-Hee in the hospital, unconscious, and Dae-jung and Seo-kun grieving for both her and Yoo Jung. Suan reacts angrily upon learning that Do-Hee will become chairwoman. In another frame, Do-Hee assumes the role of chairwoman at a board meeting. She visits Suk-Min in prison, and he accuses her of having a heart of stone, observing that everyone around her has perished. Yet she remains unfazed. Do-Hee responds with a simple smile. The preview concludes with Do-Hee wishing Yoo Jung a Merry Christmas. The looming question persists. Will this series conclude with a happy ending? Could the deity intervene to shape a positive outcome? The deity's foreboding words raise uncertainties. Will there be a restoration of Yoo Jung? The answers lie in the yet-to-be-seen finale.